All right, guys, I know it's only mid-July, 3 months until the start of the Canucks season. Wanted to ask you about holes in the lineup. Projecting 3 months ahead, and I know you might say there are holes all over the lineup, but where do you start, Jason?
Yeah, I see two really significant ones that I can't wrap my head around how the Canucks are going to be able to overcome either of them, really, unless they make additional moves. The biggest one is going to be the secondary scoring. It can't all be on the 36-year-old Sedins and the 31-year-old Louis Eriksson to bail this team out, a team that finished last in the Western Conference last year in goals scored. It was a severe problem for them. And if Brandon Sutter is your second-line center, which Willie has said that's the way he's leaning, and that's the way he's kind of coached so far, this is a guy that's never had more than 40 points in a season. He's not a distributor. You put Jannik Hansen with him. Is that line going to be able to produce? Anton Rodin, big hope, kind of hope and a prayer right there. I personally think that they would be better off giving the second line spot, the kind of offensive role, to Bo Horvat, who led the team in points in the second half of the season. Doesn't seem they're going to go that way. And the second one that I really wonder about is the kind of physical size and toughness up front. Because right now, who's going to hit on the team, right? Who's going to intimidate? Who's going to, push back when teams are taking advantage of the Sedins, raking the back of Jannik Hansen's legs and poking guys and elbowing guys in the head? Who's going to come back there? They got Derek Dorsett, who kind of always fights above his weight class, always seems to be overmatched, and they got Jake Virtanen, right? That's their big hitter. That's a lot to put on a really young guy who's still trying to figure out the NHL.
All right, Ed, what about you? What stands out for you as holes in the lineup?
Well, I think it's the totality. I think, and I'm talking to you Canucks fans here, you really have to understand how bad this team was last year. To finish second worst in the NHL in goals for, and who knows where in goals against. I mean, there has to be a seismic change for them to begin to entertain any thoughts of a playoff burst. So it's they need across-the-board improvement from virtually every player in the lineup, and then they have to pray that this isn't the year the Sedins hit the wall on top of it. But they need Nikita Tramkin to be an impact player. They need Goodbranson to be that top four guy. They need Jake Virtanen to be a regular, everyday NHLer who scores 15 goals. You just go on and on and on. And yes, it's possible, and yes, it's conceivable, but rarely does everything go the way a team envisions it will. And I think it's just it's just a bridge too far for the Canucks this season.
Yeah, I think Bo Horvat's in a position going into his third year. Like, he's no longer the really young guy on the team. I think that he's kind of ready to take on a much bigger role. That's why I'm kind of hoping that he's the guy that they give Sutter the tough matchups, that they give Horvat some a lot more offensive zone starts, opportunities to provide offense, because you saw it last year, right, in the second half, like great one-on-one skills, and if he's ever able to develop the skill of distributing the puck, I think they can get big things from him. Like, Sutter's never had more than 40 in a season. Horvat did it last year in his second year, so I can see how that can work, especially if he's playing with Berchi and especially if he's playing with Virtanen. The other guy that I'm kind of concerned about, because the amount of pressure that's going to be on him, is Ben Hutton. Like, the big expectations here on him. Goodbranson, we kind of expect the second pairing to look like Goodbranson and Hutton. Don't discount Spiza, diving in there, because we know the coaching staff loves him. We know management loves him, wants him to play big minutes. But ideally, I think it's Goodbranson and Hutton. The idea is Goodbranson's the big defensive D-zone shutdown guy, and it should allow Hutton to kind of spread his wings a bit and be better offensively. But what happened last year was coaches keyed in more on Ben Hutton because he was one of their best defensemen. They gave him less room, and he struggled in the last 6 weeks of the season.
Which is the time Alex Edler was out of the lineup.
That's right.
So
he had to play a big role.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked. Like, a lot of guys struggle in their second year. We saw Bo Horvat in the first half of last year do it. Like, how is Ben Hutton going to play, and how much does that determine whether the Canucks succeed or fail in their quest to make the playoffs? And I don't know, man. That's a lot to put on him right now.